Clint, when you guys set this up, I could tell that you were not really overly concerned about the shooter's comfort.
You know, to be honest, there are about 4 rocks that have already been pulled out of that to make it more comfortable.
Oh, so it's better now than it used to be.
This is the improved comfort version of the rock.
Okay. Well, I for one enjoy it.
So did you want me to go get that pillow you brought up?
No, I don't have no pillow. I sleep on plywood.
Hold right. Scratch that. Hold left. Impact! Dead center first shot!
Ground was wet and the sky was dark. You took her bet, she took your heart. Wrapped it around an oak tree like you did that 67 GT. Oh no. And lovers leave chaos and close, quiet corners where you rarely ever go. And one day you find proof that she was real despite your struggle to forget.
You think I'd shoot better if I had multi-camera?
Yeah.
When I heard the biggest wind call was 4 mils. I know there were some 2.5 mils right or left, okay? But that's pretty rad. You know, like if you're shooting out like at 1,000 yards, that winds up, you know, being like 36, a shitload of feet. Yeah, so there's a lot of lead in that. So, but I think that's the way to do it, is to learn it that way and shoot it. That's cool.
Cody, wipe your nose and tell us what you're doing.
Vinny knows. So this is day 4, and we're up on the what do you call this range?
This is Collins Peak.
Collins Peak, and we're shooting. I just got done shooting 1100, and we're going to go up to 1200 here next. 1200. I got 11.0.
Yeah. So I might take a couple tenths out of that.
Okay.
So I might go like 10.8.
All right. So that's 10. So 11. That's 10.8 right there. Okay. Shooter ready.
Okay, spotter on, wind call.
I'm going to hold left half a mil.
In case it falls over.
Hold right. Scratch that, hold left. Impact! Dead center first shot!
So, come back
now.
to the rock.
Nice! But the wind was good, still holding left.
If you're on the bottom of the rocks,
Not on.
there's a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. And then there's a
Got him again, almost in the same
comes
spot.
down at an angle.
2 inches off that last one.
Slide should be a green tree.
Again, holding left.
Yep, with red needles underneath it. And the target at 1 o'clock to its top. Or 12 o'clock to its top. Okay.
Impact, third in a row.
Yeah, bingo.
1,200 yards,
Target
baby.
is going to be
That's enough, that's enough. 6 out of 7 rounds at 1,200 yards. That's freaking awesome.
Awesome. Thank
Nice
you
job.
so much.
Nice job.
Well, that could
I
get
have to say, that is, I've never had anyone
bingo.
shoot that good.
All right, run the bolt, run the bolt. Here we go.
That was really impressive.
Clock 100.
Yeah, right. So you saw the movie Inglourious Basterds, and he made the comment about like, yeah, the Nazis. He goes like, hey, who picked a meeting in a basement? Like, what fucking, who would be in a fucking gunfight in a basement? So I go, okay, what could be worse than a basement? A phone booth. So that's why we got a phone booth. Start to fill the phone booth, right? Okay.
Right, all the way in, my man. Okay. Yeah, fun time to get shooting through here. Hit! Good hit. Run the bolt, run the bolt. It's gonna be a tough one. Good hit. Run the bolt, run the bolt. Good job. Good hit. Run the bolt. Safety on. Good hit. Run the bolt. Safety on. Hit. Go. Back it up. Safety on. Hit. Good job. Run the bolt. Safety on. Good hit. Good shot. Hit. Good job. All the way in.
different aspect, right?
That's really cool.
That's awesome because they're not all gimmies, right? Got to work for it.
Yeah, that really it really
good.
shows you how hard. I mean, what's more realistic.
Well, you're not going to ever get what you're good at. It's never going to be perfectly square and whatever.
Okay, one, we're not 18 anymore. Two, you know what you're actually looking for is just to get a little bit of heart rate, but more than that, I'm looking to be able to get those awkward positions where when I get one, I'm not intimidated by it. So, like in our world, two things intimidate people: headshot and stairwells. Stairwell is nothing but a hallway with unsure footing, tactically speaking. And a headshot, to be honest with you and I would never shoot one, you and I, okay, unless everything else we shot in the body hadn't worked.
Right.
Or it was the only available target, which means when you and I shoot it, it always has to be perfect. Always. Okay, we can't be slovenly about it. Well, I'll shoot better than no. It's not the next time, it's this time. So in training, when you train, it always has to be perfect. So biggest thing with that is people try to shoot it fast. And between me and you, I've never seen a stopwatch in a gunfight, and I've never found anybody that did. Now you already know if we do everything in slow-mo, we'll probably die. At the same time, that's, you know, I always talk about the fast ferry, you know, like go fast, we're gonna die. Where in reality, what we need to do is like for you and I, and when you teach your young man to shoot, what they need to do is shoot well. They need to shoot well. If you get scared in a fight, okay, which most people do if you're smart, okay, or at least, shall we say, an elevated heart rate and I'm more motivated to pay attention, we'll say, how's that, okay? You'll shoot fast in a fight. I'm never worried about you shooting fast. You'll shoot fast when you get scared enough, okay? That's not your problem. What I want to know is when you shoot well. So that's really the thing that we're looking at. Okay? Is shooting well. Now, like I said, you said here, okay, dude, you took 3 weeks to shoot. No, you know that's not what you're after. But you also know that doesn't do any good to go blam, because that miss generally equates to blam, 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 blam. And I kind of go like, well, what was that about? Well, I missed, so I shot more. Well, okay, but maybe if you just slowed down and shot good the first time, or at worst case scenario the second time, because everybody misses, you know what I mean?
Right.
When the guy goes, well, I don't know, everybody misses. The key is, well, you and I miss when it's really important, you know, because we're talking about a different thing. We're not talking about a 3-gun match or a world championship.
Talking about a
gunfight. Trophy. Yeah, I'm not worried about a trophy, because, you know, I always tell people, for every trophy that you've ever won, okay, tell me where it is now. So it wasn't that important. But you and I are talking about the ultimate trophy, which is if something goes wrong, we're going to defend our families, okay? And, you know, you're going to defend, you know, yourself. And then that's, you know, the real, you got to get across to people. Hey, it doesn't matter about, like, how you do. The key component is your family, like your wife or something. She can't save your son until she can save herself. So she has to be competent. She has to have skill at arms. So
I agree.
So
you know, another thing, it's interesting that all the stuff points out all that crap that you think you need on your gun, you know, and you're thinking, look, oh, that would help me and all that, you know, all that stuff, like after the first 2 hours, it's like, it's gone. I'm like, it's not helping me, it's wasting my time, it's actually preventing me from
see,
shooting
you have
well.
access to more people than I do. But when I say that, people think I'm being a dick. Where in reality, I'm talking about 4 decades of experience. Don't put all that shit on your gun, you don't need it. For most of us, if we have a gun that works and a white light on it, so we can make sure we're not shooting our kids in the hallway at night. Other than that, okay, you know, that's big money.
Keep
but,
it
you know,
simple.
Sure, they'd be, you know, well, if I put this on, no, it won't. Just remember I told you about, like, well, I get this thing and it goes uphill, it goes downhill, it goes uphill. You know how you're going to learn about shooting uphill and downhill is by shooting uphill and downhill. It's like, you know, when you built your first wooden structure, like on your farmstead.
Yeah.
Then when you built the last one you built, there was a difference in your skill set. Okay, so it's the same thing, you know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff you learned from when you built your van to travel, your little white van, I think it was white or whatever,
right,
compared to the new van.
Yeah.
You got a whole different set of ideologies and skill sets about how, okay, this is what's going to work, and I know that because the last time I did this and it sucked.
And that's a lesson too, because the first time when you did the previous van, you thought that was the business.
Big
you
money.
thought that was as good as it could be.
Yeah.
You really believe that.
Right.
But experience comes around like, oh, I've used this. This sucks. This isn't any good. And then it usually takes about the 3rd iteration you finally start to figure it out.
And then you can't. When I say stuff like that on my site, okay, about like guns, and people get mad. You know,
well, it's because you've been mean to people for so long.
Well, I know, but there's no sense. Remember what I'm doing is I'm teaching people to save their lives. I'm not sugarcoating shit. You're trying to, you know, you're going to have 1 million views because you're a nice guy. You know, I got like 25, okay, because I pissed everybody off. But I pissed everybody off because I'm trying to save their life.
Do you know how many views I'd have if I didn't do Bible studies?
Probably 2 or... That's okay.
I'm just as big a martyr as you are.
Yeah, Jesus rocks, okay, it's not a problem, we got that.
Oh, impact, there it is. Oh, you knocked it off, fuck. We're done.
No.
You knocked it off the stand.
There you go, Cody.
That is absolutely the end of the day.
That was my last cartridge
Oh, wait.
too. So.
Last shooter, last
I have
shot,
one more.
end of the day.
First off, to all you fundamentalists in the comments who are typing about how offended you are by the language of this video, let me remind you, he who is without sin, let him cast the first stone. So if you find that you do live a sinless life, go ahead and comment about how offended you were so we can know which one of you are the saints. Okay, with that out of the way, I want to talk a little bit about my experience going to Thunder Ranch, and it's hard for me to put it into words. I really tried to tell the story with the video content that I had. And if it wouldn't have been for Brady out at Thunder Ranch, we wouldn't have had a video at all, because he, not only did he juggle all his other duties, which are many at the ranch, but he took my camera and packed it up the mountain, and he got that footage for us. So thank you very much for that, Brady. Clint and Heidi Smith, it was the first time that I'd ever been out there and the first time that I met them, but I've got to tell you, and this is the God's honest truth, they're two of the finest people I've ever met. You know, I guess you know a guy, you know a woman, you know a family by their fruits. And what that means is what type of people do they attract? What type of people are around them? And when you look at the folks that work for them, when you look at the quality of people that are attracted and drawn to them, it tells you all you need to know. I've never, I don't think, I could never recall being made to feel so welcome by two people I've just met, by strangers, ever in my life. Heidi, you were just an absolute gem. If it wasn't for Mrs. W, I'd say that you're probably one of the finest women I've ever met. And Clint, thank you for all of the time and for sharing those 4 decades of experience and making us and opening up your home to us and making us really feel like family, because that's what it was. I remember back in the day when I started hunting with my grandfather, the thing that I loved the most was those 2-week elk hunts. And we would go out and we would sleep in the wall tents and we would cook and have the wood stove and cut firewood. I mean, just talking about it right now just brings back a flood of memories and goosebumps that I don't have the ability to explain. But I remember when those days were over and it was time to pack up the tents and it was time to come home, I always felt a little depressed, you know, going back to school and back into the grind, because it was such a wonderful experience. And that's the first time I've experienced that since my grandfather passed away and we quit hunting, was when we pulled out of Clint and Heidi's place, and that just brought back that memory to me. Wonderful experience. So a couple thank yous I want to get out of the way, and then stay to the end. I have something else important I want to say. Oh, so many people to thank. Clint and Heidi, of course, and all of the staff. I can't name everyone. There were so many folks there, and Brady. I want to give a thanks out to Leopold. Leopold very graciously loaned us some optics for the course. The Mark IV scope that you saw me using in the class, they gave to me because I haven't really got around, had the ability to get my own yet, and so I really appreciate that, as well as the spotting scopes. Thank you to Garth and to Tim for that. I want to thank T&T Armament for putting together such a beautiful rifle that really proved itself, as you saw in the video, a rifle that I have absolute trust in. Up to 1,200 yards. That's what I was able to hit. Who else? Brownells. Brownells supplied the ammunition for this shoot. And special thanks to Brownells, a wonderful company as well. Kelly McMillan for putting together that beautiful hand-laid A3 stock. So many people to thank. But here's what I do. Here's the end. Here's the important part I wanted you guys to stay back for. You know what I'd like to do is that Clint and Heidi Smith at Thunder Ranch, they offer, you know, lots of different things, anything you really want, you know, from tactical carbine to precision marksman and shotgun, and too many things to list. I know that Mrs. W is anxious to go out there with me, and I'm very anxious to get Heidi and and her together. But there might be some possibilities to put together a class. Maybe we can do a custom class for a very select group of Wranglerstar subscribers. So leave in the comments, and you can reach out to me directly, Cody@Wranglerstar.com, if that's something that you want to do. We could do something in the wintertime, we could do something in the spring, but I'll be staying in touch with her, and maybe we could put it together. I don't know, whatever we want, maybe a custom class or 2 or 3. I don't think it'll be a problem getting enough folks to come out and do that. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't seek, to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't seek rifle training courses anywhere else. I don't know how that you could be made to feel more welcome and have a better level of instruction than what I saw there. From the facilities were just immaculate. The setting was magnificent, beautiful. I would even go so far as saying inspiring. And then of course the people and how they welcomed us into their home and into their lives. Truly do consider you guys friends, and I hope it's a friendship that will continue to grow stronger. So that's it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Put some comments in there and what you think, and if you'd like to do something together like that. And this is just me talking. I haven't cleared any of this with the Smiths, but maybe we can put something together. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.